Hello boys and girls, did you miss me? I've been gone a little while. It's been a rainy winter. It's been pretty miserable. We've been doing our thing over this past winter. We had a lot of projects going on, wrapping up a couple. We've been super busy, and I haven't taken a lot of videos, so apologies for that, but we're back at it, and we are at Project Our House. Time for an update. Things are actually progressing. I didn't really want to take any videos for you guys unless I had something to show you. And we've been just kind of going through a lot of the boring stuff, mechanicals and wiring and schematics and things, and there's really nothing material for you to see. It's a lot of infrastructure and planning work. But we've gotten through all that. The mechanicals are pretty much all finished at this house now. And it's a momentous time because the windows are here. So we're doing a commercial window system, storefront, which is something that you typically only see in like commercial buildings. So we're doing a very special arrangement on this house because we wanted to achieve a certain look, and we have certain glass sizes. So we've been working on this commercial window thing for a while, and I've been working with my glass team, and they've come up with a solution. We've been waiting and waiting, and now the stuff is finally here. So over the next couple weeks, we're gonna be installing all of the frames, glazing the glass, and inserting the doors as well. So I'm gonna give you guys some more details on that. And today, we're installing the car lift in the basement so we can finally wrap up the basement project. I'm gonna show you a couple little updates here. And you might notice some of the house is actually a little bit exposed here because we were making some revisions to our framing package, but hopefully soon, finally, all this white paper will be coming off. Down here in the drive going into the basement garage, we've installed our drainage system. So we put in a giant concrete manhole down here that takes care of any stormwater that might fall down in this area. And it's got like this drive-on iron grate, and then there'll be a big pump down there that pumps the water up. And then down here, if this looks familiar to you guys, we have the turntable system, and we took the ring off. This is still unfinished, and the reason for that is because where this little shine of light is, down in that pit, we're gonna be putting our car lift. So this is finally going in today. Once this goes in, we can actually concrete this whole thing. So we can finally finish this whole thing. Concrete will go on top of the table, and all this slab will get completed all in one pour. And then all of this will get wrapped up. We can frame out the garage door here and get this framing wrapped up, and then this part of the house will be completed. So today's gonna be a busy day. So stay tuned, I'll give you some more details of this installation. So right here you can see we've got one of our staircases, our steel monostringer staircase. And the other one's poking its head out up there. I'll walk you guys inside. The windows are a big deal because once the windows are in, we can actually start like finishing the house. Insulation, sheetrock, siding, all that fun stuff. So check this out. We've got all of our aluminum storefront frames here, and these are all gonna be assembled into obviously shapes that go inside of all of these openings. And those are all the sill pans and more pieces. We've got our staircase right there. That's gonna be installed tomorrow, and the one going into the basement. So we were just waiting on a couple more pieces to wrap up this landing, and then our staircases will go in. So the commercial windows are cool because they allow you the capability to basically do whatever you want with the size and the shape of the glass. And you're not really limited like residential windows. Commercial windows, you can go super massive on the glass, and you can keep the rails super thin between them. If you look at this rail, for example, I mean, this thing's only like, what, 2.5 inches thick? Maybe 2 inches thick. It's super thin, and so between each of those pieces of glass, kind of like those boards, you're just gonna have one super thin rail, rather than on some of our other houses, you'll have a rail that's like 6-7 inches wide. So with this system, we can really get the effect and the look that we want, super tall, super large, super wide glass, with all the limitations of residential windows. So stay tuned on the window thing. Not much to see right now, just a bunch of frames. But over the next 2-3 weeks, this house is gonna start to transform. So let's check in on this car lift. All right, so check this out. we somehow managed to fit this giant forklift in here, and that is the car lift. So this cassette is gonna get flipped up and set down in the trench. And that are the 2 lift arms. So once we get it down in there, we fill it up with rock and we fill the cavity, and then we'll concrete all of this. We'll concrete on top of the table and everything else here. So yeah, this is quite the challenge. Got our giant forklift inside the basement. Can't believe it fits, but it's in there. This thing's going in the hole. So now they're putting the braces in, and they're threading these rods down into the unit, and they're gonna get the unit flat and level and in the space where we want it, and then we're gonna fill all these voids up with rock. All down in that cavity, we're gonna have rock, and it's gonna flow underneath it, and then we'll concrete it in after. All right, so now these guys are using these threaded rods that are threaded into the unit to level the unit. They got it square in the hole, and now they're using these threaded rods to pull the unit up or down to get it kind of level in the hole, flat with the concrete. And then we'll fill it with stone.